Good morning, and welcome to the strangest morning coffee with Sandye I have ever done. So some of you know that I'm not in town. I'm in Torrance, California. I had to drive in and do a little business, and while I was here, of course, visit with my daughter and son-in-law and son and almost daughter-in-law and grandson. And I spent the night at my daughter's house. But it's a small house, and I have a very 6 o'clock in the morning, and they're all still asleep. I'm not even sure how good of a connection this is, but it is morning coffee time. So they told me to keep my... And actually, I'm going to try maybe and do this outside, because apparently, we keep disconnecting. It's a little bit chilly outside for me, but if y'all be patient, maybe it's going to work now. I don't know. I'm sitting in my car is what I'm doing. I keep saying, trying to read, is I'm going to stop and I'm going to go sit outside. The sun is almost up anyway, so I'll be back with you in just a couple of you today. So much to share. I'll see you in a couple minutes. Bye. Hi there. So here we are again. We're going to try one more time for Morning Coffee with Sandye. For those of you who didn't see the first part, which was a little bit of a disaster, I tried to do my morning coffee. Good morning, by the way. And I have tea this morning because my kids have some kind of weird coffee thing that I don't know how to use. Anyway, I'm trying to do it outside because everybody in this house is still asleep. It's a small house, so no matter where I stand, I would be heard with my loud voice. So I tried to do my morning coffee in my car. Guess what? It did not work out. It has been one crazy experience after another, but here I am standing kind of near the front porch. Hey baby, thanks for being here, Opa. So at least I know some of you are hanging in with me at this early morning. At least there's a light on the front porch, and you can see behind me. Now at least the sun is coming up. When I first tried to do this outside, there wasn't even any light. And I'm a desert rat. It's cold out here for me. Okay, it's probably 75 degrees already, but for me, that's cold. Here's to you. Good morning. Shall we just jump right in? Because I had so much fun stuff for today. First of all, happy birthday to Don King. You know Don King, right? Don King, the fight promoter. It's a funny birthday for me to celebrate, except there's a long history of boxing in my family. No, I have never been a boxer myself, but my father, when he was a young man, was a Golden Gloves boxer. And at one point, I guess he was so good that he had to decide, was he going to go to college or was he going to be a fighter? Anyway, he became an engineer and a scientist, and thank goodness for that. But it did give us all a little background in loving a good boxing match. In fact, I'm going to put this down for a second. When we were children, my father would take my brother and I, my older brother, my younger brother wasn't born yet, would take us on these walks, and he would train us while we were walking. Maybe that's why I play tennis so much today, I don't know. But we'd have to take a jump rope with us, and we'd run 10, and then we'd walk 10, and then we'd jump 10. Then we'd run 10, and walk 10, and jump 10, boxing training. So I grew up thinking boxing was kind of cool, which is pretty bizarre for a young girl anyway. My mother also grew up liking boxing. Consequently, I used to take her to boxing matches when she was already well into her 90s. Every month at the local casino, they had Golden Gloves boxing, something like that. So I used to take us every month, and my little mother in her 90s would be sitting in the stands yelling, "Hit him again!" It was violent and hilarious, and certainly the tough guys drinking their beers around us thought it was hilarious. We had a lot of fun. And almost always before these boxing matches, at the casino, there would be a special dinner that you could be invited to and get to meet celebrity boxers. So here comes the celebrity part. They also had a drawing every month, and someone would win one of those great big boxing gloves and have it autographed by whoever the celebrity boxer was who was there that night. Well, one night it was Bernard Hopkins, and I don't know if you know who he is, but he was a very famous boxer, and wow, what a good-looking guy, too. And I knew how important this was to my mother, and I had a ticket to be in the raffle for the glove, and I gave it to her when I heard them call my number. I said, "Mom, I think this is your number." And they said the number again, and she checked it and started screaming, "I won, I won, I won." And of course, they escorted her up to the stage where Bernard Hopkins was. I have the most adorable pictures of her hugging and kissing Bernard Hopkins like crazy. And to this day, her great big red boxing glove is one of her most cherished items. And I have to be honest with you, she had a great time, but I watched Bernard Hopkins, and I know, I got to talk to him afterwards. I think he was as delighted with my mother as she was with him. It was really cute. That was not, however, my favorite boxing experience. My favorite boxing experience was when I got to meet my idol. Can you guess who it was? All I can tell you is I used to have a life-size stand-up of him in my living room. No kidding. Life-size stand-up of him. By the way, he's not that tall, so it wasn't that high of a stand-up. Okay. It was the one, the only, the gorgeous Oscar de la Hoya. Come on, you thought he was beautiful, right? Just gorgeous. Not that much taller than I am, by the way. Kind of a little guy, but man, what a good fighter. Anyway, meeting him was an absolute delight. I wasn't tongue-tied exactly, but I did love meeting him. Oh, can we do like a whole bunch of celebrity stuff today? Yeah, because it's someone else's birthday too, and I have a celebrity story around that. Can we share that? Yeah? I can't see anybody, like doing a thumbs up. Okay, there's a couple thumbs up. Thank you. So it is also John Hyatt's birthday. Now, it's likely or possible that you don't know who John Hyatt is. But if you do know who John Hyatt is, I would love you to give me some hearts and thumbs up for John Hyatt. One of the best musicians, songwriter, piano player, guitar player, just an amazing all-around accomplished musician of all time, John Hyatt. You can look him up, and once you start listening to his music, you'll say, "Oh, I know John Hyatt." John Hyatt is amazing. Now, it's his birthday today, so hats off. Tea to you, John Hyatt. The reason I bring him up is because my daughter, who I am staying with, the one who I say to you, oh yes, all my jewelry comes from Agapantha Jewelry, my daughter's company. Before she was a jeweler, a jewelry designer, she was actually a singer-songwriter, and a really good singer-songwriter. Those of you who follow my daughter Donnie know that every Tuesday she does Karaoke Tuesday, and she imitates some other famous singer, male or female, every week. She's crazy good. I mean, seriously. And I mention this because I had the distinct honor of meeting John Hyatt backstage in Sacramento, and I can't remember what the name of the big theater is there, and again in Las Vegas, because my daughter, Donnie Paquin, who was then going as Donnie Lynette's, was the opening act for John Hyatt. I know you're crazy excited to know that. Well, you should be, because she was awesome. And, you know, check out Donnie Lynette's. I mean, she's not producing any music right now except on Karaoke Tuesday, but she's awesome. She really is. By the way, John Hyatt wrote so many songs that you know that you had no idea he wrote. And he wrote a lot of music for my personal favorite female artist, who I have not met. I've seen her, but I haven't met her, Bonnie Raitt. And you know that one, the thing called Love? He wrote that. Yeah, that was John Hyatt. So happy birthday to John Hyatt. So I kind of thought maybe we should talk about one serious thing today, and that is, how do you recognize an opportunity, right? I mean, you've heard me say a million times that the issue always has a lesson. The problem always has a lesson with it. And what I want you to also consider is that opportunities are often disguised as problems. When someone tells you no, or it can't be done, or I won't, that may be an opportunity. So I wrote down a couple of little things for you to think about when you're trying to decide if something is an opportunity. You don't want to miss opportunities. So it's very important that you find ways to recognize them. But again, the most important thing is that you remember that most opportunities, good opportunities, whether it's in business or in life, well, life that isn't business, start out, they look like problems. They look like problems. So before you dismiss something as, oh, that's just a problem, think about whether or not it actually might be an opportunity. So think possibility. What could this mean? How does this issue that you're going to try and work with, how does it affect you? If something comes up and it immediately starts sparking more ideas, you got an opportunity on your hands. Grab it. Yeah. If it feels at least, and it should feel at least, a little bit tough, a little bit scary, jump on it. It's an opportunity. Also make sure that it's actually in line with who you are. I mean, does it like fit in with your principles? Who you are as a person. Is this something that you can feel comfortable with? That's very important. But when I say comfortable, I don't mean in your comfort zone. You want to kind of step out of your comfort zone a little bit. But you also want to make sure that it's comfortable in terms of your ethics and your values and the kind of person that you are. Also, if in fact this is an opportunity, it's not going to bring you down. It's going to give you more energy. It's going to lighten you and enlighten you. It's going to start like almost taking on a life of its own. But make sure it's in line with who you are. And then kind of daydream a little bit and ask yourself, in the future, will I be glad I did this? I like to do that, by the way, when I'm about to eat something I know I shouldn't eat. I like to look at it and think, in about an hour, am I going to be glad I ate this? Tomorrow, am I going to be glad I ate this? So think forward. Think forward. One more thing. How to be happy and grateful, even in quarantine. We don't want to miss it. Today, from page 30, because this kind of goes with what we're talking about, it says, yes, you can be happy and find lots of things to be grateful for, even in quarantine. Open your eyes, open your heart, open your soul to the world around you, the people, the plants, the animals, the things large and small. Check in the closets of the earth, under the beds and under the radar. Wake up. Pay attention. You want opportunity? Watch for falling stars. Falling down is the lesson. Getting back up is the gift. and every lesson has a gift. So here's me wishing you a day filled with gifts. And when I see you tomorrow, it won't be in my car, it won't be in the backyard. I'll probably be more comfortable, and I'll be just as happy to see you. Bye-bye.